Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tesoro third year. Who can believe it? Anniversary show. My name is Stacy Dyson. I am the creator and the lead poet for Tesoro, which, for those of you who don't know, who will be watching this later, is an international network of some of the hottest women's voices on the entire planet. We are truly international. We have folks in Mexico, Colombia, Canada, South Africa, England, Portugal, Australia, and all over the United States. We haven't conquered Asia and Antarctica yet, but I'm working on it. So we have decided to take over the merry, merry month of May and make it even merrier and a little bit more, risque, truth telling, fire burning sort of a month. So every Sunday in May, we will have a show. There will be another show on the 18th, another show on the 25th. And then we're pretty much planning on taking over the free world the rest of the year. I say this before every show. I always mean it. We are beyond blessed to have some of the most incredible lyric singers on the planet, literally here. So y'all just have a good time. Tesoro ladies, you know how this rolls. Be who you are. And oh, good, the biggest troublemaker on the planet gets to start first. Y'all give it up one time for Shocky G.
Yay.
I'm not the biggest troublemaker. Okay. Hi, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. And just know my heart is there for you if you've lost your mother, like I have. We get through this day. I timed this, so, Stacy, you leave me alone. I don't need you to fuck me as hard as America has.
Mm.
I want you to love me so much, my grandchildren feel it. I want to buy land and build on it, 40 acres and a mule kick to the teeth of any colonizer that dare dream in eminent domain. Manifest our own destiny, clean the blood from the soil and call it sand, mold it in our image and refuse to claim divinity. Call it a self-portrait instead. Paint it beautiful and unbroken, inject it into your veins until joy becomes our DNA. Pass down anything other than trauma. Push poetry into my throat until I choke on it and declare my survival kinky. That way, when racists spew hate, I could tell them not to kink shame. Make them confess in church and argue with their own God, butt fuck their faith and buck break their humanity, but make sure to wear a condom. There's enough bastards bastardizing the Constitution. They don't know the difference between the Bill of Rights and the Ten Commandments. I don't want you to fuck me like America does, because America doesn't even like itself. I want you to read me like a book banned due to improper ideology written in Braille. Touch my mind and my body. I am both homosexual and sapiosexual. So that makes me a homo sapien, I think. Let's ignore the sexual parts of our being and come have a human experience with me. Stop American dreaming. Wake up and beautify this reality. Help me scream, I love you so loud the whole world feels it. And then let's all start healing.
Damn, girl. Woo! Start us off.
My foster mother would check the locks multiple times a day. I don't know if she was paranoid or being realistic. She had been robbed before. If you ask her, the criminals took more than stuff. They ran away with her sense of security. I remind her, locks only keep honest people out. A thief will always find its way in. And these days, dementia proves me right. And this is not a battle I wish to win, breaking and entering into her mind, holding her memories hostage. I asked for proof of life. Do you remember when? And she asked me about my birth mother. And for a moment, my birth mother is alive again in this world we created through phone lines and heartbeats. My birth mother beats her addiction, defeats her demons, all because I cannot watch my foster mother mourn. She's doing okay, I say. But each time she asks, I want to square up with dementia, go for blows, run it, disfade. How do you fight a ghost, beat a demon? I guess I am my mother's child. But she smiles. That's so good to hear. Am I the villain for wanting her to carry this grief too? To remember the pain so I don't have to? I do not know the answer. So I do not answer her calls. I hope she forgets me too. I know I'm not the person dementia put in her mind. She thinks me perfect. And dementia has taken so much, it has destroyed my sense of security. So now I check the locks and I leave the door wide open like an invitation. Come get these hands. But if I never get to go toe to toe with dementia, just know I've been beating myself up instead. Can you go somewhere and shut up? Thank you. I've never considered myself a god, but I spend most days wishing someone would believe in me. Once I intercepted a prayer, performed a miracle, and someone called it Black girl magic. Because we believe empathy is a superpower. As if no one ever said to love your neighbor. I have never claimed to be holy, but once I hula hooped with halos in heaven's backyard, which is to say, I have held hallelujahs on my hips and hymnals on my tongue long before the last woman I chose to love and lost. I can't define divinity, but I'm definite it's had its hand in this life. I never held it back because my hands are either too sweaty or too shaky, depending on my sobriety. See, I never claimed to be a saint, but if I've ever sinned, I am not sorry. I sipped similes and metaphors until my stomach swelled with stanzas, regurgitated these poems wrapped in my own truth once someone called it scripture. But I am not a god. I will not flood you for your faith, but I do want you to believe in me. I can't promise you salvation, just sincerity and whatever is left of this heart, because love is the most authentic thing I know. If I could, I'd baptize you in affection. So much you'd refuse to come up for air. But ask yourself, at which point does drowning feel like resurrection? This was a request, but I don't see Kelly in the room, so she missed out. Recently, I learned that teeth are the only part of the human body unable to heal itself. And I hate that because my family is a set of teeth. We've been building dental records instead of family trees. You see, my mother was a wisdom tooth. She never quite fit in. The pain I felt when she took up space, I never realized she was only trying to grow until God plucked her from the gums of my family's smile, leaving only empty space. Teeth shifting slowly to fill in the gaps. I lost my spot, sorry. My family bracing onto a memory to hold itself together at night. I feel us grinding against each other, swallowing blood that tastes a lot like pride, biting our tongues as if we could drool apologies if our mouths open. Everything leaves a stain on our ivory relationships. I try to brush it off. It seems if you ignore it, it will only get worse. Grief is a cavity we can't seem to get rid of. No cap. When I was younger, I tied a rope around a doorknob, slammed it shut, and tried to remove myself. I was wondering if maybe God was really the tooth fairy, surrounding himself with all the lost teeth, calls it heaven. It's crazy. When your bloodline is a swollen gum line, you can't do much but watch it go down the drain. I haven't spoken to my sister in years. And I am afraid if teeth don't heal, we will forever be two molars sitting on opposite sides of a mouth, afraid to say, I love you, wearing ourselves away. You see, this family, we've never been a perfect set of teeth. We've just been good at shining like veneers on the outside while dull and rotting underneath. See, we've been making dental records instead of family trees, something to identify us with after we're gone. Problem is, we ain't been doing much healing while we're still here. Last one.
Wow, Shoki, wait 1 second. That was so dope. Yo, that was so dope. Thank you.
Thank you,
Not
Jen.
worthy. Jeez.
When great souls die, someone will play Dear Mama so loud, and you can't tell them to turn it off. So you look away, hoping no one sees the tears. Maybe go into the kitchen, mix the potato salad, check the oven, check on the babies, check on everyone. And no one has the space to check on you. You pretend there is no void in you. This will come back to haunt you later when your sister says, you never cared. You didn't even cry when mama died. She don't know how you hid inside a bottle of Tennessee whiskey and got stuck at the bottom. When great souls die, their ghosts haunt the family home, so no one wants to return. Sunday dinner ain't the same without Big Mama at the table. So we'd rather starve. Pretend the grief is a hunger that can't be satiated, starving for connection. We forget when great souls die, they go somewhere other than here. So won't you please celebrate with me the journey instead, the coronation of ancestor, the becoming of shrine in spirit. I know if my mother did not go to heaven, she was Lucifer's last look at God, forced him to clean the hell out of his space. Because when great souls die, they still believe in something. And if I have half a second, I just want to say, I know this is a fundraiser for Tesoro, but I will put a link in the chat. I just released a book, Exit Wounds, Bullets and Butterflies. It's only $15 for pre-sale currently. So if you guys want to get that, the link will be there. Thank you.
You all open up your mics, throw this lady some roses, give it up.
Oh,
Whoa, damn. That was
Brilliant.
Yes.
So
Brilliant.
powerful and so
Yeah.
true. Thank you so
And
much.
she actually brought up a point that I forgot to remind y'all of. If you've got something going on that you want to publicize, please stick it in the chat so that folks know. Okay, coming up next, our second biggest troublemaker from all the way across the pond. Well, one of them anyway. Y'all give it up for actually the head of Tesoro UK. Please give it up for Genevieve Ray.
Hello, beautiful humans. I don't want to do that. Come on. How can I beat that? How can I back up to that? Surely just burn the whole place down. I'm sitting here in the cinders going, all right. I'll sit my ass down and do my best. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Mother's Day abroad. And on that fact, I've just moved a load of pieces around because I think, yeah, let's celebrate the power of woman. So let's crack straight in because it's a brilliant time for a lot of people to be very annoying about anything about being, and shocking I've shared this, brown, round, and loud. So we'll start with a piece about being brown, round, and loud. Sapphire black. Gaze upon the stone-hearted stole that stays grey instead of gold, shying away from dire and staying stun-lipped against terror, fearing the label of shiny. Undeniable, forceful, unagreeable sapphire girl. For sapphires push for trouble. They redouble on scant words said by fools, cause lines to turn heads in shopping malls with considerate, clear-spoken no's. Upset teacups in undereducated table talk, angry met by angry until that's all that black women are known for. God help you if you are a statue in New York. Sapphires, my friends, are precious jewels. September rocks laid in society's rules that say women don't chat back, don't glare like that, don't make poetic manifestos. We are told we are too precious for this cruel world. A Sappho is going to have none of that. Pulling off her mammy cap, her Jezebel garter, and her exotic map to stand pulpit tall, I staring at the back wall, declaring to a graduating class, speak up. You owe your world that. And we are the line of our line of our line. So pushing on back to actually my German side. This is from my great-grandmother's hands. We almost missed each other, the generation gap that was just wide enough between myself and my great-grandmother. Like others in my familia, she was an avid reader. As best as one can glean as you look at a sepia photograph. To me, she is right here, speaking the words of an emperor, a greatly adored philosopher. In memory, it's just something that's actually tactile. I dream she flipped through brown pages with a furrowed brow of concentration, the binding giving away to time and concentration. Much loved are the thoughts of one man across to two women. To the girl who is passionate for the cradle of ages, our stricken pens are actually our saviours. We find ourselves in ancestral hopes. I want to think of the book now as a boon, a promise, an obligation, phrasing ethics and objections to the next children in our lineage. And to quote from this very book, from Marcus Aurelius, a little bit of philosophy. Do things external which fall upon thee tend to distract thee? Give thyself time to learn something new and something good, and cease to be so whirled around. I still have my grandmother's book from the 1920s. It's all signed and lovely. At first I had it, I thought it was actually my grandfather's, and then found out it was my grandmother's and realised stop giving education away to the wrong people. Now for a little bit of love. Naira. Naira, autumn born, kitsune of the hopeless, drawing an oblong demi-goddess by the creases of your smile. My starlight rose, you awoke my sleeping Sappho. Your tender strength sliced my woven bonds. Naira, wandering a chartress, a mother vixen whose emerald gaze disperses storms. Naira, the watercoloured heart, from pages you called me, opening scorching desire to transverse some new galaxies, break some old rules set upon me. Naira, Venus revisited, half of the open road. Your story ends in mystery. My story ends when I decide to. And your polyphonic melody, new deity of Starlit Highway, I learnt something new about who I was as a woman. And I shall do a dear old favourite, the very reason of this title. And then I'll just rap with you for a second, and I think then Stacey will probably have my time, but you'll tell me if I'm miles off on that. So, the rocking one, the one we know, free roaming adult woman. Here we go. Free roaming adult woman. Blood test booking, aubergine cooking, meeting leading, potato peeling, off the leash, hands to the ceiling. I am a free roaming adult woman. Mortgage managing, calendar haggling, leader creating, boss commanding, lover philia, curly girl de riga. I am a free roaming adult woman. Flatseat pig gingham, a one bedroom kingdom, overtalk the walk talk the trading, up for the moonlight, bored of the hey babies. I am a free roaming adult woman. Grateful for the side looks, growing empathy for the sadness, paying back the lessons, becoming hard in the madness. Open door to the future, Jane Doe to the chances. I am a free roaming adult woman. Try and rap because it's tough, writing new diamonds in the rough, falling in love with the gaps between the laser guided stanzas, loving my femme, my funk, masculinity as it hammers. I am a free roaming adult woman. I'm free forming. Struggle to get up in the morning. Let you chat your ear off if you let me. May oh god, I tripped over the most important line. Mayor Angelou lines. Jokes, if you get me. Free forming, free spirited, free to do whatever I want to. Free roaming adult woman. And I shall finish with this. They score us with many things, many shapes, many distinctions. Their rules keep changing. And still, the simplicity lies that when we place ourselves in a forum like Lysistrata, written by Aristophanes, taking over the council and ruining Greece to stop war and sons being dying, the truth is the power is woman, and she is always an army. When she combines hands with her sisters, walks forward to the breach, speaks and stands in the clothes she picked for herself, argument comes upon her. It creases foreheads and changes hair colors. And yet, truthfully, it always happens again. I like reading the old stories of old women and men and non-binary people from our history and seeing the same joke retold through industry, be it the Grecians or manga men. So it stands proudly, whatever lipstick you choose, whatever color, whichever seeming, how you cross your eyes, link your T's, and stand in poetic forums. Your beauty is in here. Your power is in here. My my camera decided to be an asshole just then. But truthfully, what a wonderful ability to stand with my sisters right now in fire and burn down the scenery at a time when the world thinks it can burn us. And that's what she wrote.
Oh, yeah.
Put
All
up your
right.
mic, y'all. Throw this woman roses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brava.
Now, I had said that, I've introduced everyone so far by saying what big troublemakers they are. Next artist, I'm not even gonna go there because you're all big troublemakers. But this is my favorite big trouble. Um, I'm not even gonna bother, as you may have noticed, with proper introductions for any of you because you're all shining more brightly than I need to describe. All I will say about this artist, however, is y'all take out your notebooks, get a pencil, because school's about to be in session. Give it up for the one and only Jane Spoken Word.
Checks in the mail, Stacy.
JSW.
All right, so if y'all know me, you know I'm a fuck you poet. I'm pretty pissed. I'm pretty political. But today, I'm going in the opposite direction. Although following sister, I do want to get with, I'm so fucking done, but we will move on. So here we go. If cool was a poem, if cool was a poem, that would be me. Beckoned by the dark, wrapped in the cloak of night, I abandoned my coffee cup and roaches to the ashtray. Captured by the exquisite sound of silence, listening to the unheard, mesmerized by moonbeams softly ambered, I write. If moonbeams were a poem, that would be me. Deep into dark black skies I rise, past paisley moons and purple skies. I sleep to awaken my dreams, to gaze into the future of 1,000 years, to whisper sweet lullabies into the air. If lullaby were a poem, that would be me. Dark shadows fade as days, new days dawn bright, burned at 450 degrees Fahrenheit, unveils my silence with morning's light. My thoughts rewrite in black and white, and I had too much to dream last night. And if dreams were a poem, that would be me. He's young. The next piece is an old piece. It's almost as old as me. It's a very old piece, but I really like it. It's called I Caught You Dreaming. I caught you dreaming, talking to the moon about the essence of pure being, where there is no time to tick-tock keep, as glorious night stars shine a light on mermaids swimming to lost Atlantic, where majestic mountains mist kiss the morning dew of ancient Aztec temples. I caught you dreaming. I caught you dreaming, conjuring theories of harmonic possibilities and waves of pure energy, where bodies are not boundaries constrained by human frailties in the sea of lost humanities. I caught you dreaming. I caught you dreaming. Free falling down the rabbit hole in time amidst mighty pyramids and pagan rings, as stargazers of inner spaces shine a light for the world to be, in a space where time ends and then begins again and again and again. I caught you dreaming. So then I will end with a fairly new piece, and it's called Ocean. I wrote it for a very good friend of mine. When my soul needs that sweet place of serenity, I go to the sea to quiet the chatter. I sit on the silky sand, peaceful, quiet, and alone. Sky blue waves whisper, I am the spirit of the sea. I am power. I am endless. I am mighty. I am deep. As the sun gently seeks into tranquility and the stars come to rest in my eyes, I sing to the moon, peaceful, quiet, and alone. I dream we are one. Sky blue waves whisper, I am the love that you are. I am soul. I am heart. I am you, and you are me. Peace, sister poets, you are rocking it. You are fire. I am so pleased and honored to be here with y'all today. You're killing me.
Open up your mics. Oh my goodness.
Your
Yes.
harmony.
Whew.
Go
That was so
Jane.
brilliant.
Yes.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Lady J.
Love that.
See, no trouble, Stacy. I was nice.
Hope it didn't hurt too much.
How'd you know? Thank you.
All
Thank you
seeing,
all.
all
It was
seeing,
awesome.
babe.
It was awesome to read with you.
That was gorgeous. I mean, like it always is with you. But oh my goodness, like my heart is just jumping all over the place here. Okay, next up. I've been waiting to hear this woman because there is just She never ever fails to amaze me. Give it up, please, for Shannon Lockhart.
Hmm. I am not going to be nice. I'm opening it up. This is called Liberation Manifesto. Objectivity is a miserable, fucked up justification for hierarchical bondage. It tears apart connection, chopping it up on a block to sell for profit. Colonized therapy parses out our humanity as if authenticity can be meted out, dealt around a table like a deck of cards, betting on who wins the pot, like there can still be enough to go around after the winner takes all. Fuck the limits they place on my love, poisoning the only free thing I have left to give, the only thing I try to keep unspoiled. They capitalize on that by giving me labels that give them job security while I drown in gaslit hallways and closets. They're passing the bucks around to gatekeepers who rubber stamp my worthiness to be in society, who decide how I get to feel, how I get to live, who has agency over my trauma, and what new structural nightmare shapes my future. But today, I left my fucks at the door with the receptionist, and I claim this space for me, ripping down the gate between us, erasing the pretense. Because I know I matter, and the only healing I consent to is the one where we break free together. This next one is brand spanking new, so I've never done this in public before, but I'm really feeling it right now. So it is called El Condón, the condom. You wore our marriage like an old condom, useful to your desires, a justification for indulgent and desechable. You promised we were mancomunando, everything shared, and then I learned you mancomunaste around the corner and down the street. Tu pusiste los cachos, feigning indignance that my petition for divorce came out of nowhere, pero mano, you were already coming inside her on the regular. I'm not interested in tabulating your orgasms, ni me interese the stories of your drippy old condoms, pegajosos, with our past, because they were broken. Y tú me pisaste when you thought our marriage was wash and wear, that it would protect you for another few rounds. But I will never forgive how callously me tiraste al basurero como tal condón sucio. I will never be your puta, and your love was just a lie trying to get into my pants. That felt good. This is another new one called Freedom. Freedom. I no longer remember how freedom tastes, or when I last wiped its juices off my chin. The possibility of finding it again, of plucking it off a ripe vine, of breathing in its heady scent before sucking out the pulp, rolling it around in my mouth and letting my taste buds tingle with its electric pungency. That is what keeps me going ankle deep in thick clay, trudging through cardamom-scented jungle trails, mixed with verdant milpas, reaching ever upward in coffee bushes, bowed under heavy berries. I don't know where my freedom lies, but my dreams pull me into the copal-scented smoke, where I fly alongside quetzales until I recognize the hearth where I harvested my spirit and cooked my tortillas. And I rest deeply in my hamaca, tied between two palos, rocking me softly, while the marimba plinks along to my heartbeat. This is another brand spanking new one. Not your moon. You tried to make me believe I was the moon, shining only from the light of your sun, caught in an orbit neither understood. But my light shines in the dark stillness of redemption. It shines in an infinite palette of palabras, colores, idiomas, and lenguas. My light trills with sounds and colors that illuminate truths, truths that were carelessly thrown into the clandestine graves hidden within your psyche. It slips quietly into the pauses between sobs and fills my own eyes with an ocean of honesty. Your light burns my skin, sorry, and its sound reverberates with your confusion about who I am and what I do. My own brilliant light, my colors, the music that I create on thousands of pages remain uninteresting, trite scratches on the wall of my interrogation room. I understand now how you refused to look at the treasures I hold simply because they lie just outside your orbit. I'm done being kicked to the margins. I don't need to shine anywhere but into the eloquence of my soulful imprint on the inner paths I wander. I think I have time for one more, yes? Okay. All right. This one is called Ish Balam. My Noel. My animal guide is Ish Balam, the jaguar. She is sure-footed, intuitive. She finds her way through impossible undergrowth, always able to hear the complex drum beats that summon me into the cloud forest, into the reckless tangle of ripe rivers. She matches this beat, makes her own path, stands firm on the ground and among the vines. She tames the currents, always sure that wherever she is going is the way that is true. She connects me in the fogs, channeling ancient knowledge of becoming. Ishbalam, darker than the caves around me, fierce in her insistence that magic surrounds us in the astral music, singing warmth into the flickering glow of my fogata and whispering life into the crackle of frijoles on the comal. She stands firm in who she has always been and channels us into the flow of sacred rituals that cleanse away the crusty lies of patriarchy to reveal sublime nature of divine truth. Thank you.
Wow, yeah, girl. Yep.
Open up your
Man.
mics. My goodness.
Beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I love how you are reclaiming your life and your lights and your dignity.
Thank you.
So,
About time. Just need to sign the papers.
absolutely explosive, honey. Thank you so much. Coming up next, I rarely get to see this woman in action because she is too busy burning up the road. But she is absolutely unbelievable. Please give it up for Laura Lynette. Laura, we're having a problem picking up your sound.
Say
Your mic isn't
sound?
picking you up.
Oh, let me get some sound right. I'm sorry. Wow.
Not a
Okay.
problem.
Is that better? I should have
There
asked
we
you before
go.
I started. Well, you gotta have faith online with a beautiful lead guitar part by Lisa Littman in Corrales, New Mexico. This is a new thing. I just have a single up on YouTube and all places. This was written because of things going on in the world, of course. It was brand new last year. I think I may have tried it on the Invitational last year. But it's called Spread Love. Spread love, harm none. melodies from up above. Let's sing out. We are one. Yeah. Spread love and harm none. The message fits like a glove. Sing it with me. We are one. We live while raging wars won't cease. Have we forsaken our humanity? Still we can clap back or lend a helping hand. Brother, sister, trick won't make cuss them out or communicate. Our world could use a big dose of affection. Blew out of my head, sorry. Brother, sister, trick or make, cuss them out or communicate. Our world could use a big dose of affection. Yes, right now. Let's choose to spread love and harm none. The melodies from up above. Let's sing out. We are one. Yeah. Spread love and harm none. The message fits like a glove. Sing it with me. We are one. Dirty trick of hateful rhetoric betrays life by turning us on each other. Remembering the joy of being the truth will surely set us free, while lies only drag us under. Please, friends, hear me when I ask you to. Spread love, harm none. Melodies from up above. Let's sing out. We are one. Spread some love and hurt no one. Message fits like a glove. Sing it with me, please. We are one. Look inside and you will see the heart of everyone in you and me. Our choice is to shun or embrace. Black or white, friend or foe, worlds apart or right next door. Our suffering can surely be replaced. It's simple if we'll choose to spread love and harm none. The melodies from up above. Let's sing out now. We are one. Spread love and harm none. The message fits like a glove. Sing it with me, please. We are one. Spread love, spread love. Spread love, spread love. Let's go on out and spread some love around. Spread love, spread love. Well, go something like that. Thank you. Okay, If I have time, can I sing one more really old song? I wrote this.
You're good, honey. Do your thing. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, I wrote this song in my early 20s, which was many years ago. But I keep pulling it up because we're still fighting. It's called I Know We Can. Same chord strike in each one of us, and where we want to go, I know we can. Even when the sadness has me so low, I know we can. Lift your glasses up, tap them together in time. I know we can, I know we can. Pick that heel up, bring it back down again. Well, speaking of the heart of the matter, when it moves you to your very core, we're opening up now. Fear is rushing in. We'll never stop, no, once our growth begins. And if we fall, we'll just get back up again. We'll get back up again, and I know we can. I know we can. You'll never know about some folks, they'll try to put us down, but I know we can. We'll pick it up and we will spin this place around. Oh, yes, they will know we can. And speaking of loving each other right now, I know we can, I know we can. All the feelings keep us together. We'll be swimming in music forever. When it moves you to your very core, we're opening up now. The air is rushing in. We'll never stop, no, once our growth begins. And if we fall, well, we'll just get back up again. We'll get back up again, and I know we can. I know we can. We're opening up now, the air is rushing in. We'll never stop, no, once our growth begins. And if we fall, well, we'll just get back up again. We can always get back up again. I know we can. I know we can. Oh, I know we can. I know we can. I know we can. I know we can. Thank you so much. I'll throw on my
So
Yeah.
beautiful.
yeah, so y'all can find the music if you're inclined. And I appreciate every one of you. Good blessings, everyone. Thank you.
Open your mics. That was unreal. That was
Fabulous.
absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, amazing. Wow.
So moving.
Thank you
Oh.
very much.
So lovely.
Okay, we definitely need to take a breath after that one. I certainly do.
Yeah. I just watched the
Absolutely
Bob Dylan
gorgeous.
movie. I don't know if anybody else has seen the movie based on Bob Dylan's life. But is anybody? But in that movie, there was a female singer too who was very popular at the time. And Laura, your singing, your voice, your melodies just really capture for me that moment. I mean, not to say that it's stuck in the past though, because it's beautiful even today. Beautiful.
Okay. I'm lucky to have all of you
Thank you so much.
on screen in my life in Tesoro. But I gotta say, we were really lucky to get this next artist because she's never home and she's always busy. And it's hard to track her down, but she's here. And we are so, so happy. Please give it up for Josephine Loret.
Who has not been arrested yet?
Yeah.
Yet, there we go. So these are from my upcoming collection, which Marissa Prada is going to be publishing with Redder Green Books. The collection is called The Moon in All Her Faces, and I'm dedicating it to my mom. And some of them are pretty heavy, but we'll get through them. The first one is called Lessons. A single raven feather fallen from slate sky, presage to the storm. A crust of ice shimmering pond, songless winter dawn. The wisdom of grandmother, a veil across the wizened face of the moon. This evening a bobcat crossed my path, eyes coaxing me into wilderness. I'm not yet ready to follow. In the end, grandmother no longer remembered any of our names. Having children is lesson 1 in letting go. In the beginning, prime numbers, then stirrings, somersaults, an elbow, jutting knee, the relinquishing. And now I nurture mother. The flame of her hair faded to spun gold. Her mind a sticky web, misremembered past, ransomed future. I lather her soft shoulders, scapular wings preparing to take flight. Among us, they mingle among us, our dead, in the aftershave of a passerby, the laughter of a young woman on a bus. They're in the red and yellow hibiscus that line the drive up to the door of the Alkites Hotel in the Algarve, in the shape from behind of a grandmother on the beach, in the longing of the fado guitar, the yearning of the voice, in the marisco, fresh-caught seafood simmering with roadside fennel just like my mother made it, and the hard-boiled egg wrapped in a napkin in the bottom of my azulejo bag, waiting to be cracked and shelled, in the white-bellied swallows, curving and turning, carving lazy figure eights under the slow caress of the Atlantic sun. This one's from my father. The burning of the dead. I never made a fire for you. I lit a candle, yes, but not a torch, a conflagration, a soundless howl against the infinite of night. I could not burn your things, the lists you wrote, the clothes you wore that held the secret of your scent. Instead, I tied these all with a roughened rope of memory, made a raft, and some nights float out onto the sea of endless stars. Listen for the way you play guitar, strains soft and sad, your voice pure and light, an offering to gods. Why then do I wake to ash, adhering the lashes of my eye, ashes in the side part of my hair, the grit of ash at back of tangled throats? For this one, I borrowed a title from Ocean Vuong, a great American poet. The title is Briefly Gorgeous, and I used a line or two of his as my prompt. And the lines are these: that your name is only the sound of clocks being set back another hour. Briefly gorgeous. The second hand, the minute, the hour revolving counterclockwise as we rush to reunite with our past, our ancestors reverting as it were. Dementia is like being 4 again, I was told, but I disagree. 4-year-olds can learn, will not touch the hot stove again, will not try to go down the stairs with a laundry basket in their hands, unable to hold onto the railing, unable to remember to hold onto the railing, unable to remember that they have fallen, that they are on blood thinners, that one more fall could land them on their back with a broken hip or worse, and that they should brush their teeth for more than 11 seconds, that the only tube left in their bathroom drawer is toothpaste, so they don't put polysporin on their brush or Voltaren, and that the faces in the photo album don't show only the living, but also those who have died. Who have died. Died is a verb in the present progressive tense, when your beloved mother is in the talons of this progressive, present, regressive disease, and the only thing you can do is keep her safe. Keep her safe and love her and let her know you love her, and keep her safe even at night when she wakes to go pee and you squeeze your eyes shut, heart clenched, and you hope she makes it back to bed without falling, for it was only a year ago, only a year, that your father fell and you weren't there, but he fell, and then the brain bleed, and then he died. So you start to breathe again, shallowly at first, when you hear her get back into her bed and hear her talk in that high-pitched, wordless voice she saves for night. She saves for talking to her dead. The next one is called Kaleidoscope, and I've arranged it, thank you, I've arranged it on the page in a center alignment, so it kind of looks prismatic. Kaleidoscope, brilliant bursts of broken, sapphire, emerald, amethyst, lapis lazuli, aquamarine, amber, jade, ruby, topaz, each quarter turn reconfiguring, realigning, revealing the brilliant bits of my mother's broken mind. My mother speaking to my father. She speaks to him in her sleep, a little love-drugged voice that has retracted its barbs, its stabs, no longer demanding queen of her own destiny. Time has eroded all their little arguments, the clawed words that hurt me more perhaps than they hurt him, for he loved her despite. His words ringing in my ear. Where's your mother? Take care of your mother. Just last week when I called was the first time she forgot he is dead. She told me she's preparing to go home, that she's waiting for him, that he promised it wouldn't be long, that he would help her. I know it is true. This next to last one, I'd like to read from my screen. I say next to last because I'd like to end on a more cheerful note, but this one is something I wrote. I was visiting my mom in Toronto, and I just got home on Monday of this week. The kindness of combing. The last time I said goodbye to my mother, she asked if she could comb my hair. She hadn't since I was little. Recalcitrant. It was curly and thick then, and it would have hurt, I think, though she would have put water on the comb. There is no clear memory. When I was little, she would pull it up from the crown and attach a rubber band to create like a little waterfall. I saw a little girl with her hair done like that in a grocery store in Toronto, where I had taken my mother to eat arancini and fettini banati and an arrangiata from Sicily, followed by a cannolo filled with sheep milk ricotta. A dark-haired, dark-lashed girl with olive skin, and thought she could be me, a young me. My mother loves children and babies, and you can see the joy on her face as she looks at them, and they smile at her. When I was young, I thought I looked like my dad because his hair and eyes and lashes are dark, like mine, my mother red-haired and fair and freckled, green eyes, but now that her hair is gossamer white and mine turning silver, now that color is not so important, I'm told I look like her. I look like her and have freckles and not really olive skin, although I tan like my dad did, and I didn't know it all along. Oh, I just wanted to add a word about olives. She stopped to take one from the deli as we walked to the produce aisles, a green one with a red pimento filling, and I was ready to take down anyone who would dare stop her. No one did. So the last time I said goodbye, she stood in her nursing home room, combing her hair, and asked if she could comb mine too. I didn't tell her I was going to be getting on a plane to come home and wouldn't see her again until the fall. For days and seasons mean nothing now. There is only the moment. And the moment she sees me, her eyes light up and she smiles. She knows I am family. Sometimes I am her daughter, Jojo, and sometimes I'm her sister, and that's okay because I know how she loves her sisters. She knows I'm family, and my kids flew out to see her too, and she knows they are family. She takes their hands and lets them lead her. She takes the food they offer and lets them change her into her nightgown. She doesn't like anyone else touching her or seeing her vulnerability, but she knows, Core knows, we are family. She asked if she could comb my hair. I said yes. I sat on the edge of her nursing home bed and she gently moved the comb through, her touch tender and light. She made a scrima first, that is our word for the straight line, the part. Her hands soft and the comb did not tug. As she told me, my capelli are fini, my hair is fine, not coarse. That is age. Age softens us or hardens us. It has softened my mother and is softening me. The second last time, the time I said goodbye as she was leaving my house to go back to Toronto after more than a year with me and her dementia, kind and loving nonetheless, I combed her hair. I asked my sister to take a video so I would remember, but how? How could I forget? And before I go to the next poem, my sister had enlarged a whole bunch of family photos years and years ago. So there I am with my hair done up the way that my mom would have done it when I was a kid. Okay, and the last poem, as I said, I wanted to come away from the darkness for a little bit. This is a bit of a silly poem, but kind of fun too. We were given a list of 10 words that we had to incorporate. So my poem's called Under the Stars. Under the agglomerate moon and sky and stars, we zip through time. You, a shell, a conch, me, a tangerine. We quadruple our earnings and losses, notwithstanding the scanding. I call you my love, my milk toast, my croissant, and you bestow upon me a new hypochorism every day. Your dormouse, your sable, your vole. Anyways, thank you very much for listening and thank you for sharing all of your beautiful words and melodies with me. And Stacy, thank you for everything.
Yes.
Open up those mics, throw some roses. You can stop crying. It's going to take me a minute.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Really beautiful. Honestly, Josephine.
thank you.
Just
I'm glad I made it through without crying. I read that poem to Marissa the other day. It was like 2 hours old, and I was sobbing with it, and she was crying too. Yeah.
Just beautiful.
that's the one, honey. That's
Yeah.
the one.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Deep breath, everybody. Oh my goodness. Y'all are killing me here. Coming up next, I hardly ever get to hear this lady. I'm so glad she was able to make it today. Our other troublemaker from across the pond. We have so many, but one of our other troublemakers, I should say. Please give it up for Christine Dickinson.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks. So it's Tulip Parade in Spalding, where I live. So there's a flower festival, and this looks back to 67. The summer of You Need Somebody to Love, Jefferson Airplane. May 67, en route for Spalding, coaches jammed on the Tulip Trail. Hip folk crammed the Bullpool Barbecue Festival, paid £1 for Pink Floyd, Hendrix and Cream. We heard about it years too late for our summer of love. Our friends here had tied the knot, but we'd not met. No hopes nor dreams of a home in Lincolnshire, not yet. Other folks were the grown-ups then, getting wed. I was a Woolworths girl, post-school filling in, buttering rolls for bacon on the sandwich bar, burying blushes behind the till. Lads poured change with sweaty hands, turned a cheek to wink. The boss wore a perm like a toupee of copper wool, fiery face she roared to urge us to bust a gut. Slack times we could scoff snaps in sneaky breaks, titter at stockroom boys in mud-humed jackets. High on smut we'd poke fun, pointing out a Mr. Right. I with the bee's knees. No more pea-green overalls torn off the peg. Goodbye to those pink-faced sails of conical bras, fleshing out the bust size with fists clenched in the cups on haberdashery. We were the food staff, dressed in cross-wrapped lemon nylon, nails glossed, toned with orange slingbacks, clipping in clumpy heels, ringed with metal blakies. I spent my shillings on college gear, running up a shift dress or short skirt on Mum's treadle machine. All we needed then, as now, was love. Flowers in our hair, a black velvet band at sunset, Waterloo, San Francisco, anywhere would do. Martin Luther King flashed by on monochrome TV. Kennedy faded in my diary. I heard no whipped-up dread of floods or foreigners. We were the lucky ones, still are, 50 years on, old folks at home, humming the same love song. Thank you. And it's also VE Day, victory in Europe, 80 years ago. So this is for my parents. Post-war boom. Our parents demobbed into Civvy Street, hearts set on home, children, a future. They set to, got the country on its feet, picked up the pieces. Lives fell into place, war tales faded like a lover's letter. Medals in boxes took up little space. Our school days were a military parade. We marched arms to the British Grenadiers, chanted to the charge of the Light Brigade, learned to fight our own battles, toe the line. The parables were easier on the ear. I had them off by heart, left war behind. We shivered in school halls, watched the swing of the cane on the boys our head called pests, took a deep breath at the command to sing, "Fight the good fight." We rose to be that band of hope, the baby boomers, skinny chests thrust out, standing tall, our fate in safe hands. I worried about sin when I was 5. Rules spelled in black and white were a relief. No room for loose cannons. I felt alive, reciting the Lord's Prayer, pressing palms for Jesus and world peace, grasping the belief he would suffer children, keep us from harm. In class, we hid our thoughts, kept our hands down. We were nosy Parkers, minding our own business, finding skeletons in cupboards, brown snapshots of bones, ovens with skulls, a hill of ash. Dad's photos were proof. Truths he'd known too young. Men's loss of heart. The ways we kill. Events put out of mind break through the skin. My mother cooking a flight team's last meal, the friend who lost her sweetheart, the cousin gone for a Burton stuck in a Duff plane. We pick up new wars, hope old scars will heal, learn our parents' stories, live them again. I wake each day alert to my luck, warmed in a tuck of duvet, newspaper and teapot to hand. Brace myself for the scandals, the latest scams, leaders passing the buck, playing their shameless games of shuttlecock. Home news depresses. World talk tumbles my thinking. Our native injustices, the fate of local peoples in Canada, their children banished to boarding schools, Johnnish, aged 5, buried far from his home. He has company, though he died alone, his family not warned in time. I blame arrogance for pain lingering from the past, such lasting shame. We must persist, broadcast our human story, cherish the lost names. I'm greyed out, railing at lack of progress, taint of wealth, our nation's misgovernment, my guilt in dependence on comfort. We had the fortune to anticipate a good deal for this young millennium. Foolish of cultural heritage, first in Birmingham, then Tottenham, easy with church maxims, the school set texts. I was lax to teach the lessons I knew, the narrow viewpoints from the mainstream texts. I learned to question regimented lines, the 20th century's greatest poets, diets of British males commanding what rhymes, hand-wrote stencils of boisterous verse, ink-smudged sheets rolled off a band machine. I was paid on the nail. Work was full on. War did not disrupt routines. Consistent battles were mainly adolescent. We gave our children more than we had, sent them innocent into a volatile world. And lastly, there was always a swing, feet to the clouds, a chance to blunt the cut and thrust of crowds, let go hurts from home, the echoes of no, a free dance for my skirt, air, parting hair. Old navy man in gumboots and battered hat, grandad tests his weight, bounces on the plank, he planed smooth to the skin, to and fro, the flow of his arms, flying a dragon tattoo. This sailor prized his knots, splicing the rope, arcing his throw to loop the apple bough, assessing our height, the pulse of the tree, the trust of our palms in the vice of his fist. My sister showed me where to stand, lean back, prop the swing seat vertically behind, kick off, spring legs skyward, leap aboard, drop with tucked knees, eyes down, dipping the spine. I swoop out, roll in, flying a curve, sing under the shelter of arms, out of harm's way. Just one time, slipping, I let go my grip, broke my fall in a clump of nettle stings. And now, pushing a chubby-legged grandson, big boy, in the cage of a baby chair, he laughs into the rush of air, cries for more, to and fro, high and low, feet to the sky, as they always should be. Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was beautiful. That was so dope. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Loved it. That was, oh goodness.
Oh,
Your
so
words,
lyrical.
your words need to be heard in today's world.
I'm in great company.
We're lucky to have you, babe. So, because you all are so like on your game today, technically as well, we have time for encores. So if anybody has one more they want to throw into the pot before I close this out, raise your hand and we'll let you rip. Shannon, I can see you almost quivering with anticipation. Laura, since we weren't lucky enough to hear your first one because of the sound, do you want to do that one again? Your call.
I can do that one or a fresh one if you
Your
like.
call. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Want me to go? Is that okay?
Yeah, Shannon, you're up.
Nope. Okay. I just want to be sure. All right. This is sort of a softer, nicer, towards a message for my children, right? And about my kids, called Rejoice. Today, I rejoice in my child's long, luxurious curls. I celebrate his compassion, empathy, and tears, his love of ponies and heroines, his strong sense of self and others. I take pride in my other kid too, in their sparkly nail polish, the blue eyeshadow and dresses. They also love ponies and styling my hair. They adore jewelry and lipstick. I rejoice each time I see my children walk out the door in their superhero capes and dragon costumes, ready to save the world with hugs. They wear their hearts on their sleeves, knowing that not everyone will be kind. Well-meaning people warn us, exhort us to teach them how to be real men, how to become people they are not. And I take pride in their insistence to meet the world on their own terms, even when it hurts, because they know that they are loved enough to soothe that sort of pain. And so now I reach inside to find my own dragon roar, spread my wings, and I take off after my children who are already flying high towards the summer sun. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was beautiful.
Lady Jane, what you got for us?
All right, I got fairly old piece, not too old, but I like this piece. I just been doing nicey poems today that I like, so I'm having a good time, y'all. Listening to you guys go up and down around the block, it's been great. So this is poetry writes its own rules. Searing syllabled molecules, words pressed against window panes, revealing deepest dyers remain. Shadowed, inked, and silent, pulse throb, but no current. Flat line on the EKG, confirmation, there is no me. Inside petrified, broken hearts bleed fire red. They haul among the wounded, feast on the marrow of the dead. The ghost of poems passed unchained, unconstrained interpretations remain. Thieving ink from pitch black holes, decayed ancestors' mummified bones. Haunted by houses on dead end streets, buried in the cemetery of the incomplete, boxed and coffined to no longer taste the sun, desire and surrender forever undone. Pretenders will not taste my fear, muttered in silence, submerged in tears. There is no redemption beyond comprehension. Pain beats inside an empty chest, tortured by the hopelessly obsessed, undetected by the naked eye, embers left in a quiet graveyard where whispered words never die.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Laura, honey, you are up.
Okay, in a way, it's good that my guitar didn't come through on that first song because I messed it up very badly. But you can find that on my YouTube page and everywhere else. So today's Mother's Day, and I wanted to give you this song that was inspired by my mother. I wrote it in a fit of rage because she fell and broke her leg Thanksgiving Eve a couple years ago, after my sister and I told her not to go to the liquor store to make Jello shots for Thanksgiving. And it turned into something totally different, and I'm so happy that it did, and I love my mom. And this is a song called Airy and Breezy. Can you hear the guitar okay? Happy Mother's Day to all you mommies. Every day I invite a little chunk of peace into my heart to open up and find some kind of zen clue of how to slip into the realm of the airy and breezy, while trying to understand the meaning of acceptance. I swayed with the glow of the light and easy, airy and breezy, light and easy, airy and breezy. Just today I got to wake up and take a big deep breath into my lungs, feel the miracle of my life surging through. I slipped into a peaceful calm of the airy and breezy, still trying to understand the meaning of acceptance. Abiding with the glow of the light and easy, airy and breezy, light and easy, airy and breezy. One side of living does bruise my soul, carves my hopes down to a sliver. If I let go and ride the tide, oh, I will get there. If I remember, you can't push the river. No, you can't push a river. Come Wednesday, my babe will be home and safely wrapped up into my arms. We will happy dance entwined in our love and refuge. We'll slip into the soothing balm of the airy and breezy. Now I think I understand the meaning of acceptance, twirling with the glow of the light and easy, airy and breezy, light and easy, airy and breezy. One side of living does bruise my soul, carves my hopes down to a sliver. If I let go and ride the tide, oh, I will get there. If I remember, you can't push the river. No, you can't push a river. Light and easy, airy and breezy, light and easy, airy and breezy, light and easy, airy and breezy. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Stacy, for everything you do.
Hell yeah. Y'all open up your mics, throw this woman some roses. Good Lord.
So good.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
Thank
So
you.
glad I get to hear that.
Follow me, I'll follow you back if I'm not already. Thank you, Stacy. You are appreciated. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Good blessings.
Okay. Appreciate y'all too. Josephine, honey,
Yeah.
said you had one more for us?
I do, because I'm a little bit of a pilgrim poet. So this is the first one I wrote in California. I was in California from end of December to end of January. And let me open it up here. It's called The Pelican's Prayer. Pacific, the sky, the color of water, the color of faded slate, gunmetal, gloom. High tide, no sand visible, water smashing on rocks at the bottom of these cliffs. Relentless, spumes rising in gray air. On their bellies, in dolphin skins, surfers paddle out towards the breaking of the waves. Their morning communion. A young woman in a red bikini, surfboard in hand, walks along the shore, looking for the moment and the courage to go in. The waves relentless, the sea claiming, driven by the waxing moon. The tide high. Above the edge of surf, water crests again and again before the breaking of bread, water into wine. A battalion of pelicans in line formation glide north, then circle back, beaks a linger of their prehistoric selves, gliding, leaning in to dip the tips of wings in the sacred spray of the sea, a holy baptism. That's why I travel. I wouldn't see that in Calgary.
Jealous. Man, you guys have all been amazing today. I just wanted to let you know that. And we are all here today because of our dear leader, not Trump, Stacey Tyson, amazing poet, woman, friend, person I can't sit by in any type of serious setting. She plays too much. It's not me. I don't play at all. But everyone open up your mics and please give it to our matriarch, Stacey Dyson.
Cheers.
Matriarch, yeah, like it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Mom.
matriarch indeed. Thank you, darling. Thank all of you. I have been having such an incredibly good time. I love these anniversary shows because it means I basically get to sit here and fangirl for 2 hours. So this has been wonderful. So a couple of pieces to finish y'all out. Don't forget to come back next week. Whole different lineup. And we're going to carry on the way we've been carrying on. Poet, one who says, pushes, creates sober, honest times. Sweet intentions, one who brings your dreams free, lets you, makes you tell the truth. I came to be in the space between my father's smile and my mother's grace. Raised to honor, raised to respect, raised to know that God's right hand rested lightly on my heart. My mother's history and hands rested not so gently on my butt when I did not come correct. It is how I learned to be correct. 4 sisters, good grades, slumber parties, playing school and house and recording studio, cooking and church. I was a Dyson girl. I am a Dyson girl. And my father loved me. My parents raised me with the sense to know myself, the sense to be myself, the sense of a necessary existence. I had the best childhood, faith and family and books and so much music. There was always music. Now I lay me down to sleep was my thank you, was my good job, Lord, keep it up. I never fell asleep unsure. I never woke up wondering why about my place in the world, the space between grace and love. I lived there through moving and boys and discovering, well, acknowledging that words took their breath in the feather tips of my fingers, took flight on my exhale, left mark and magic in the world. Follow me on this. The space between poetry and music is artificial, it does not exist. Every poem I wrote, will ever write, is anthem or ballad or lullaby. I truly do not know the difference. I cannot see the difference. I do not see the need. It is all music. And so I sang. I knew I was born to sing. 20s and 30s folks heard me. I made myself heard. A Black woman pushed by her ancestors, schooled by, fueled by the voices of women in flight, in my blood, in bones, in transition. I collected, I drank their voices and sweetly rested each night in the palm of the Lord's right hand. You know what's coming, right? Life is not unfair, simply balanced. Pain lies snickering in wait. I hit 40. My mother hit cancer and was defeated for the first time I had ever seen. I took care of her while she died. And when she couldn't hit back that one last time, I stood at her grave, dry-eyed and shoulders back. My mother left me in the space between her memory and full knowledge of the work left to be done. I still sang. Had you known my mother, you would understand I did not dare otherwise. Poetry, that which is made to breathe by being passed into the hands and hearts of flame keepers and fire singers who will cradle, love, defend the integrity of sound and the light upon which it travels. I did my work. I traveled and taught. I found and fired other women to do their work, their words in the space between. Love, come away here. Love, never come back again. Follow me on this. See, I didn't just work. I worked it on out. Okay? And yes, I fell and bloodied my knees on the diamonds love sprinkles at your feet. Discovered it's okay to break your heart over life. You just don't break your back or lose your faith. Okay? You have to move, work it on out. Okay? There was always work. Always so much music. I felt, I flew, I lived. That sense of triumph, of glory can intoxicate. You know what's coming, right? I didn't. My father died, and I fell shaking into the space between certainty and pain, so acrid, so bitter and unforgiving that it was years, too long, desperate years till I remembered who I was born to be, whose hand rested so firmly on my heart. Had you known my father, you would understand that I do not dare otherwise. Poet, one who exists in the space between rhythm and clues, dark chocolate blues, sober honesty, who challenges daring out of pain, passing chance to triumph, works to work it on out. Follow me on this. The truths that created me rest in this hand. The truths I can and have and will create triumph, dance in the other. The fire, the voices, the words echo loud and persistent in every chamber of my heart. An exhalation. I am a poet, and I live in the space between. And the very last one for all of you. Sometimes, honey, sometimes it just needs a sister. Someone whose DNA is drenched in your personal history, who doesn't necessarily love what you love, but understands the reason for your affection. Someone whose hand can hold and be held from light years away, because sometimes life goes out of its way to try and break you. Whether with dreams or memories or the cacophony of coulda, shoulda, maybe I would have if I had been more capable, more brave, less deviled by the demons in my pocket. The bad tears feast on those times. Years, days, or hours apart, it doesn't matter. It never matters. Because, honey, those tears lie in wait. Oh, the traps are clever. It might be a word or look, one lyric, one seemingly innocent inconvenience or life note meandering by looking harmless. A thing that brought you joy or sorrow you could at least have the decency to be ignored till it was convenient for you to deal with. But no, snap. The trap springs and your whole body becomes the playfield for those tears, for that pain, and teardrops become rivers, and rivers become something to drown you. It's a hard way to go down, honey. That's when you need a sister who understands your mind, carries your heartbeat into her existence, who will set fire to her clock, talk smoke to her calendar, tell her lover to go play 'cause grown folk are talking, who will set temporary fire to other obligations if need be, just to make sure you're warm. She is what keeps you in check, on game, clothed in the best version of your possibilities. However, she cannot be perfect. She will not be fragile. She is required to have tempers and bad days, times where she drop kicks her crown, crushes it in the dirt, then watches it roll into the nearest gutter. She is required to know that you carry her heartbeat into your existence. She will find it necessary to be on the most intimate terms with all kinds of crying and every joyful possibility existing in the same body, in her body. She will have no doubt that fires are set from the light of the way you love her. Will understand that nothing more or less will do. This is God's gift for daring to be a woman in this world and living in the best way to tell your tale. She will come unbidden and always just in time to save your life over and still and again. This is the Lord saying, no, I did not send you out here alone. I knew how it would be to be yourself, to push the cost of what it is to be yourself, to leave you ultimately singing in the narrow places of your life and the wider spaces of your ever present. I will give you two things, said God, hope and her. Sometimes, honey, you're just going to need a sister. Yes,
Yeah,
Stacy.
Stacy. Uh-huh.
Good
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
Woo!
yeah. Oh man, I love your flow. I absolutely every time I love your flow, Stacy.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate it.
Your words are so affirming and so important.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to know I didn't have to resort to, working the pole or the floor or both to get through life. That might be coming. We'll see. Anyway, you all, thank you so much. Open up your mics and give yourselves a mad round of applause, please. You
Well
all
done,
just
team.
tore
Yay!
it up. I was in tears. I was shaking. I laughed. I fell out. I cried. Y'all are just unbelievable. So, happy anniversary to all of us. Happy Mother's Day for those of you who participate in that sort of thing. And again, I always just ignore time zones if I can. I don't know whether you guys are in your evening, in your early morning, in your afternoon, wherever it is you are. Y'all just be cool, keep doing what you're doing, and we will most assuredly see you
Yeah.
somewhere around the block.
You
Bye-bye.
take care, everyone.
Bye.
Big love,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
See ya.
Bye.